Oh, hi. What's that? You're hungry? That reminds me of a story from my childhood. If you have a moment, I would love to tell you if you wanted to take a seat. The story is called The Three Little Pigs. Now, this story begins in a beautiful countryside somewhere on the side of Ireland, the side where the beaches are flowing and the hills are rolling. There lives a mother pig and a father pig. They love their life, they're happy. They have three little baby pigs. The three little baby pigs are so big and they're just growing at such a rapid rate that the mommy pig and the daddy pig can't keep up with the food supply. So, in lieu of the food shortage when the boys got older, all three little pigs decided to venture off to the other side of the island and find something to eat. Now, it is on this perilous journey that they have the most memories and the most fun and quite the story to tell when they come back. The food is the other question. So the story begins with the first brother walking in the front of the path, going all the way around these winding mountains, going over limbs and branches and stumps to find a beautiful pasture where he decides this is the land where I want to build my house. And being smart, he carried a whole bunch of straw on his back. And as he was walking up the mountain, he was able to build himself his own little house. So with his brothers not satisfied, he continued building and building. The two other boys continued off. They walked up the mountain, down the mountain, around, through a rainbow, down through a stream, until they finally found another nice plot of land. But this plot of land was only big enough for one house, and these two brothers did not like to share. So the other brother started walking towards a new location. Well, the second brother built his own house out of Lincoln logs. He used the forest around him to build himself an environment which he would deem safe enough from what their parents warned them about. As the third brother set off, he had this fear in mind, but he decided to keep on going. He wound up finding a house made of bricks. He disassembled that house and rebuilt it to be more pig-sized. Once the third brother built his house, he walked back to the second brother to help him finish his Lincoln logs. It was only then and then that they decided that they had found a nice spot to call their home and to rest. So after sitting some time at the shore, they went back to the first brother's house to help him finish with his thatching and his straw. When they got there, they heard a squeal like they had never heard before, a squeal that could only be described as the squeal of the century. They looked, and their younger brother, Piglet, was facing a wolf. They saw a wolf coming out of the woods and immediately knew, this is what our parents were trying to warn us about. So it was only then that they all paused and thought, don't look like prey, let's stand. And then the wolf came running. So the first little piggy went into his house, and with the second two little piggies on their way, they ran back to the second brother's house that was made of Lincoln logs. So they ran in and they were all terrified and trembling. You could almost hear the bacon sizzling. So we jumped back to the first pig, and unfortunately, the wolf had come up to his door and he goes, little pig, let me come in. And the little pig goes, not by the hair on my chinny chin chin. And then the wolf boisters up and says, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. And the house, being made of straw, goes thump right on the ground, and it's just decimated. Then the wolf picks up on the scent of the other little piggies and their sweat and runs to the second house made of Lincoln logs. He says, I know where your brother is, and goes, little pig, let me come in. And they go, not by the hairs on our chinny chin chin. And he says again, well then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. And all of the Lincoln logs go boom, and everything is decimated once more. The little pigs run out the back right before it goes down, and they finally get to the brother's house made of bricks. They go, little pig, let me come in. And again, they say, look what's under your chinny chin chin. And he looks down to see a grate and goes, doop! And he'll huff and he'll puff. And he fell all the way down. That is the best story that I remember from my childhood because everyone is happy besides Piglet. So let's go get you some food.